driving, has it blocked, gets it back. The shot, go! Puts it in on a broken play. LSU wins it 75-74.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Thursday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Fired up today, of course, with LSU beating Kentucky on a buzzer beater. We got a lot to delve into today. Well, son of a bugger. There we go. Oops, there we go. Okay. Of course, as always, we're brought to you by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, with expanding locations all over Louisiana. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Okay, y'all, fired up for it. LSU, they beat Kentucky 75-74. The upset complete. And, y'all, last night I had to do something that I just didn't anticipate having to do at any point this year. Something that, quite honestly, I have not done. I will tell you, like, very candidly, something that I have not done at all this year. I have not looked at LSU's net ranking at all this season, not once, ever. There has just been no reason to. There we go. There's the Brock logo. LSU is the second game of the season. They lost to Nichols. I mean, they lost to Dayton. They lost at Syracuse by 23 points. They lost by 15 to Kansas State. Lost by 11 to Texas, although a nice second half rally there. And up until Saturday, this was a team that was 4-7 in conference play and was 12-12 overall. There was no reason whatsoever to concern ourselves with LSU's NET. It just didn't matter. There was no NCAA tournament possibility. We've talked about, the hope that this team could maybe play well down their final stretch and, maybe win 4 of their last 5 and find a way to get into the NIT and to play in the postseason, which felt very realistic. But my goodness gracious, now you go on the road and you beat South Carolina, and you win at home against Kentucky. That's back-to-back quad 1 wins. LSU's NET is up to 85 now. Now, don't get me wrong, 85 ain't getting you in the tournament, so you got a lot of work to do. It's just feels kind of absurd that we're even having this conversation, but it's a conversation worth having because you've won 2 in a row. You've got 4 quad 1 wins now. The thing that hurts you is you're 7-1 in quad 4. The loss to Nichols is a quad 4 loss, and so remember, if you're going to offset a bad loss, you have to do it with a good win. So essentially, the Kentucky win or the South Carolina win offsets the Nichols loss, but you still got a lot of work to do. It's just kind of incredible that we're even having this conversation now about the possibility of LSU playing themselves onto the bubble. But you got 5 games remaining, and you're home against Mississippi State this weekend on Saturday. Tuesday, you're home against Georgia. You're at Vandy, at Arkansas, and then home against Missouri to wrap it up. You're favored in all 5 of those games. I mean, LSU is going to be favored in their final 5 games. So that's not to say you're going to win them all. Upsets happen all the time, and this is a team that certainly has not played consistently all year. But, man, give Matt McMahon and this team a whole lot of credit for never allowing themselves to be completely out of it. I mean, it would be really nice to not face an enormous deficit. I mean, you were down 20 to Florida and rallied, still lost by 2. You were down 16 to South Carolina, rallied and won. You were down 15 last night, rallied and won. So, I don't know what's, I asked Matt McMahon this earlier in the week. I said, are you more concerned with digging the big holes or excited about your team's ability to dig out of them or to climb out of them? But what a win. It's always fun to beat Kentucky, and LSU scored a great win last night. Last 2 times out. Great perseverance and the thing that with this basketball team we've talked about now with Matt McMahon, and I know I've said it here, and a lot of people don't want to hear it, but you just got to be patient, man. McMahon's a good coach. Consider what he inherited. And listen, the same is true even if Tyrell Ward's putback didn't go yesterday. Right? If Tyrell Ward's putback was late or it rimmed out, like when you lost to Florida and Jordan Wright had the floater in the lane to tie and he just left it a little short, it doesn't change, what it means for the program. Of course, it's great to win, but it's just so obvious that Matt McMahon is building and there's progress. If you're actually watching, you can see the progress. It's like building a house, man. You got to start with the foundation and then you put up, the bones of the house, the framing, and then you start to work on, the exterior, and then you go to work on the interior with the sheetrock and all this. It's just, and then all the finishes. It's the same. Like last year, all you had was a slab. This year, you could see the frame is going up, which is really cool. And because that's when you can really start to see the progress. So, Tigers are 14-12, 6-7. Last night, a good night for Tyrell Ward, who I'm looking at the box score real quick just to go over a couple things, and we'll get to your comments, etc. Good night for Tyrell Ward, who led LSU with 17. Jordan Wright had 13. Reed had 13 coming off the bench, which was nice to see. No, and we should also mention no Jalen Cook. Again for the second consecutive game after he had the leg injury. No Jalen Cook for 2 consecutive games now, and you've managed to win without your point guard. So, crazy what Dillingham did off the bench last night for Kentucky. At 2 points, 2 points at halftime. 2. He finished with 23, so he had 21 in the second half. And boy, there were some head scratching moments, like you're up 3, you're going to the line with a chance to make it 5. You miss the first free throw. The second one you get after it bounced off the top of the backboard. But just crazy to allow the 3-point play to Dillingham. Like if when he split the 2 defenders, if you're gonna assault a man in the lane, fine. But make sure he doesn't get a chance to put the ball in the basket. They assaulted him, so let him get the shot off, and he got the and one. But Tigers win. Tigers win. Okay. Let's say some good mornings. Baseball starts their weekend series, 4-game weekend. We'll see Gage Jump get the ball for LSU today. So they'll go Jump, Hurd, Holman, then TBD. But busy weekend ahead. Glad to have you all aboard with us here. Okay. Let's say some good mornings. You know the drill. As always, we appreciate y'all for being here. YouTube, smash the like button, subscribe up the channel. Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Okay. By the way, could y'all hear the I'm wondering if y'all could hear. I played the clip at the beginning. I wondered if y'all were able to hear it or not. Anyway. Okay, Landon Weber, good morning from Shintech. Can't believe I fell asleep at halftime, missed the ending. Yeah, we're ready for a great weekend of baseball. Tim Gotra, holy expletive, deleted, what an ending. Glad I stayed up late. Michael Blanco, good morning. Devin Kelly, good morning. Adam Parker. Oh, whoop. There we go. Jeff Hawk, what up, my dude? Good to see you, man. Bubba Smith, good morning. My friend Michael, good morning, Uncle Scone. What a win. Jeff said wrong mic. No, y'all should have the right mic. Yeah, you should be hearing me fine. Yeah, y'all should be hearing me fine. Yeah. Um, Juan, good morning, y'all. Let's see. Just good. Y'all are hearing me good now, yeah? Oh, it was the audio. So I played the yeah. So I opened the show playing the audio of the final call. I don't know why that's happening. Well, I guess I'll just have to abstain from doing that. Okay. Wendell Norman, Cajun Country, what's going on? Tommy Primo, Craig Duga, Matt McMeh to Matt McMaybe to Matt McMagic, Basketball School, McMadness. I'm glad to see you're back, Craig. We're all very happy for. I know I'm very happy for you. Brett DeGrow, what's going on? Kyle DeVille, what's up, Matt? Good morning. God bless. Go Tigers. Great win. Let's see. Matt Lusto was just listening. You say you didn't think they'd win. Ha! I know you're glad you were wrong. Go Tigers. I mean, Matt, they were a 6.5-point underdog, and they were down 15, and they needed a tip in at the buzzer. I mean, come on, bro. But yes, obviously thrilled. Thrilled that they won the game. All right. Let's see. Eduardo Hannibal was everywhere last night. Keep him starting. Yeah. Look, I mean, with Hannibal ended up playing 30 minutes for you, scored 7 points, got 8 rebounds. Huge. Call it an offensive rebound, just drawing the foul late in the game on an offensive board. Great effort, energy guy. You need him. I agree with you. David Tolson, David Bass. Expectations will be through the roof for the basketball team next year. Let's pump the brakes. You'd have to define through the roof. Okay. Like, I still think this team will be an NIT team. And I think next year, the expectation could and maybe should be make the tournament. I don't know that that's necessarily through the roof. Maybe that's semantics. Maybe it's just the subjective opinion of what you think are, the expectations are. But let's enjoy the next 5 games to see what this team can be before we start thinking about what the expectations are going to be next year. But I think it's fair to say that they got a great shot to be a tournament team next year. But I don't know if that means through the roof, but maybe it's just semantics. Thomas Lamont, excited to watch Jump throw tonight. Yeah, it's this afternoon, by the way, not tonight, this afternoon. But yeah, Gage Jump's going to get the ball his first start at LSU. Looking forward to seeing him extend a little bit. Craig, would be nice not to have to dig out of a hole to win, but a win is a win. Tiger Diver, Jamie Leday, appreciate y'all for being there. Kelly Gross, good morning. Christian, great game, great hustle, even more thrilling finish. Lots of missed free throws. They did miss a lot of free throws, but what I will say is LSU made more free throws, 16, than Kentucky attempted, 12. So that's one of the things that I'll say does sort of go in LSU's favor is, yes, they missed 9 free throws, which the game didn't have to be as dramatic as it was if you had made your free throws. But Kentucky was 12 of 12 from the line. They were perfect. They were 12 of 12 from the line. But you made more free throws than they attempted. So you still won the free throw battle in the ball game. And you out-rebounded them 38-30, which was considering your size disadvantage, that's such a hustle stat. And to out-rebound Kentucky 38-30, I mean, great for LSU. Effort, buy-in, all those intangibles that it shows, but shame on Kentucky. Let's see. James McKinney, good morning. Taylor, good morning. Matt McMagic does it again. If we win out, are we in the tourney? So it's crazy that we have to have the conversation. But if you win out, you would be 19-12 overall, and you would be 11-7 in the conference. That will put you squarely on the bubble. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that that's enough. You might have to go to the SEC tournament and win a couple of games to try to play yourself in. because you've got the bad losses early in the season. Now, maybe they favor a team playing well late, but I mean, first things first is you got to win out. The first thing is you got to go beat Mississippi State at home on Saturday. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Bailey C. I was there. The lid came off at the end. Benton Troxclair, morning, Matt. Last night I did my own Mike Breen bang when Ward put it back in. Wow. Bang. The other cool thing, if y'all are watching the celebration after the game, two things. One, it was cool to see Matt McMahon on the floor. So the students rush the floor. So LSU will get a fine for that. But the students rush the floor. And generally, the coaches and the players, they sort of like escape to the locker room. Well, Matt McMahon was on the floor seeking out students with their phones, like trying to get in everybody's phone. Like, did you notice students taking selfies, students doing FaceTimes? He's like jumping in everybody in everybody's video. So I can't wait to see some of those videos on social media today. So I feel really good for Matt McMahon. The other thing, too, is Scott Van Pelt. So the game was on ESPN, obviously, and went straight from the LSU episode, went over Kentucky right into SportsCenter with SVP. And so SVP led SportsCenter. The first words that he opened the mic with were, "Let the band play neck." It was really good. All right. Smash that like button if you would. YouTube, subscribe up the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. And shout out to our LinkedIn friends as well. Hey, Melody Benedict Walsh, good to see you. Dad, good morning. Charlie Cavell, what's up? Steve Menard, good to see you. Craig Dugas, the grit of this team is admirable. That it is. And I think it is fair to say that is a reflection of the coach. He has buy-in from his players. And for a team that had lost 6 of 7, to have not lost his team, to continue to have that buy-in, I think is really cool and a great sign. Because we'll keep saying it, cavalry's on the way. You signed 2 top 50 players in the country in this most recent class, and you're going to hit the portal again. And the more you win, the more buy-in you'll get, not only from fans, but from boosters in terms of NIL, if you need to go try to hit the portal. So, yeah, there's all those things build positive energy around a program that really was in need of it. Irfan Sayad, good morning. David Tolson, Dale Brown, and his Bones basketball team has defeated Kentucky 18 times. Exterior his tenure coach. David, I don't know what in the world you just said. Dale Brown in his Bones basketball team has defeated Kentucky 18 times. Exterior his tenure coach. Brandon Hoyt, what's going on? During Dale Brown's tenure as LSU's coach, his teams defeated Kentucky 18 times. Okay, David, that makes a little more sense. Okay. It's probably you're probably voice texting, I would guess. Like when I do that, I hate voice text. I mean, it's and autocorrect. Like those things are the bane of my existence. It's helpful, but then obviously there's always errors and it's a pain. Darn that Siri. Ryan Leschere. There's no more victories and close losses, but McMahon has proven he can coach in this league with a roster that's still a shell of most power conference contenders. Hopefully the doubters can see it. I think so, Ryan, Reagan. I think so. Melanie Wilson Willis, good morning. Awesome game. Going to the women's game tonight. Going to be rocking. Yeah, what a weekend. So now you got the baseball team today with Northern Illinois. They'll go Northern Illinois, Stony Brook, Northern Illinois, Stony Brook. And the women play tonight against Auburn. Of course, Auburn was the team that handed LSU their first conference loss this year. So LSU lost at Auburn. So a little bit of a payback spot for the LSU women tonight. Great opportunity for them to kind of get rolling into postseason play. Timothy Fontenot, Brandon Hoyt, hypothetically, if the boys make a run with the rest of the regular season, get a couple of wins in the tournament, do they get in the NCAA tournament? So We've had that one a couple times here, Brandon. For those that might have missed it, I don't know that you can say that definitively. Like just when I look at I'm looking at the resume right here, so can't believe it. Like I told you this at the start of the show for those just joining us. This is literally I recorded LSU Daily last night, and it was literally the first time all year that I've looked at LSU's net ranking. There's been no reason to. I mean, they lost to Nichols the second game of the season. I mean, they were 4-7 in the league going into the game at South Carolina Saturday. It was just there was no reason to look at the net ranking. But here you go. They were 88 going into the game yesterday. They're 85 after the win, which doesn't put you anywhere near the bubble, by the way. 14-12 overall. 4-7 in quad one games. So 4 quad one wins is nice. 2-3 in quad two, 1-1 in quad three, 7-1 in quad four. I'll mention it again. The loss to Nichols is your quad four loss. That's a bad loss. So whenever you have a bad loss, you have to offset a bad loss with a good win. This is something that Jerry Palm and Lenardi and all those guys have taught us over the years, having them on the show when we go through bracketology. So like you look at all the top teams in the net. I'm scrolling, trying to find the first net team that has a quad four loss. So Indiana State, which has a net of 31, is 10-1 in quad four. So that's the highest ranked team with a quad four loss is Indiana State at 31. So just to illustrate, like you can't lose quad four games, especially when your net is 80, 85, whatever I said it was. So, I mean, Florida Atlantic is 34th. They're 6-1 in quad four. Mississippi State has a quad four loss. They're 36th in the net. And then you got to go all the way down to McNeese at 54 for a quad four loss. You just they're going to have to do it in quantity, not necessarily quality, because you don't really have another chance for quality wins with the teams you have remaining on your schedule. All right. Oh, I didn't realize Cortland said awesome Sports Center #1 play. I didn't realize I didn't stay up to watch all the Sports Center. I went to bed after the game. I watched SVP's open and went showered and went to bed. Let's see. Correct. I picked the wrong night to dabble in 130 plus proofs, feeling it this morning. You just got to mix in your water, man. Go with one finger pours, just little sippers, and go with a lot of water. Joel Ensminger, good morning. Von Bluesman, Cajun Country. Okay, sorry, y'all. Got it. So when got it. When I play audio is when it gets choppy. So I wish I had a solution for that, but I don't know what's going on. All right, Gary, good morning, Matt, and Scone Nation. Great Thursday morning to be a Tiger. What time is first pitch today? They're 2 o'clock today. So your times for the weekend for baseball are 2 o'clock. Make sure I have it. You are 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock Friday, 1 o'clock Saturday, and then 1 o'clock Sunday. So 2, 2, 1, 1 are your game times. Bunch of day games, man. Next week, you'll get into the night games, though, which will be certainly beneficial for your boy. So they'll play after this weekend. They go to Houston, right? So they're going to play Rice on Rice's campus Wednesday. They'll stay in Houston, and then Thursday, and then Friday they'll play in the Astro Foundation's Classic. So Friday they'll play Texas, Saturday ULL, and then Sunday Texas State. Then they come home for a midweek game at Southeastern on March the 6th. That's a 6 o'clock first pitch. And then the Xavier series is 6:30 Friday, 5 o'clock Saturday, noon Sunday. And then you've got Tuesday, Wednesday midweek against North Dakota State before you go to Mississippi State. And the Tuesday game's at 6 p.m. and the Wednesday game is at 1 p.m. So a lot of day games. Not ideal for fans, but, Jay's making sure that they got good weather and they get the games in, so I get it. All right, let's see. Got about 5 more minutes. Please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe up the channel. As always, brought to you by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 10 locations. If you need an orthopedist, they're the best. Great alternative to the ER with their after-hours clinic, so you can always get by Brock. Schedule at brortho.com, brortho.com. Remember, you and Tangipahoa Parish, They got your Hammond location as well. And of course, Hutco Roofing, HutcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions, great session yesterday with Crystal Poche. Oh my goodness. Restored Motions. Y'all book a session, man. Phenomenal. I mean, it's if you've lived with or live in chronic pain, man, you don't have to. And for someone who's lived with chronic pain for as long as I have, man, to have something that I feel like that I know is something that will take me out of that is incredible. So if you're living in pain or know someone who is, it doesn't just have to be injections at the site of the pain and painkillers and muscle relaxers and anti-inflammatories and all that stuff. Book a session with Crystal Poche and don't just mask the pain with pills. Take yourself out of that pain. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Okay. How about the Otter? Thank you. Greg T said, I always single bet Otter locks, then parlay them. Last 2 days has been pretty good. Yeah. Otter, 9-1-1 in his last 10 bets on Otter locks. Otter is on a roll at 4-0 yesterday for those that missed it. Matt Plavidal, what's going on? Jason Mobile, good morning. Sitting on a turnaround in Sulphur. All right, Jason, make that money, bro. Von Bluesman, good morning. Leon Williams, good LSU win. I've been a Cats fan since I was 7 or 8, but I liked LSU because of Chris Jackson Shack. My homie Vernell Singleton, always torn when they play. Good to see LSU competing. How about Vernell Singleton, man? Blast from the past. Let's see. Joel said, forgive me if I missed, but his Ocho responded. He is not. So still waiting on Ocho. I think he'll get back, but still waiting on it. Wayne Blanchard, Rick Manuel, Jake Stockinger. There's no way that many Kentucky fans traveled from Lexington to watch a game in Baton Rouge Wednesday night. Must have had 2,000 fans at the PMAC. Jake, you'd be surprised, man. They travel. And a reason a lot of Kentucky fans travel is, I don't know if it was 2,000. I wasn't there, but and you'll the reason they take over the SEC tournament as well is because they can't get season tickets because Kentucky basketball tickets are just a season sellout perpetually. And so that's the opportunity for a lot of fans to see their team play is to watch them on the road or in the SEC tournament. Cortland, 9 missed free throws and stripped to lose the lead. Shouldn't have needed a buzzer beater, honestly. That's true. But then again, you were also down 15 and had to rally from that. So two sides of the coin. Jason Robertson, good morning from Huntington Beach, California. This LSU basketball coach has captured my attention. Is this the beginning of something special? Well, Jason, I think there's always the question around LSU basketball of can you build a consistent winner? And, LSU basketball has historically had great spurts, right? You can go back to Pete Maravich, Bob Pettit in the 50s, Pete Maravich in the late 60s and 1970. Dale Brown came in and got LSU to its first Final Four in 1981. Then again in 86. And then, of course, you had the Shaq, making 13 straight NCAA tournaments. I mean, that was the greatest period of sustained success. But after that, it's been just periodic. John Brady made the Sweet 16 in 2000. Of course, they made the Final Four in 2006. You went through a handful of different coaches. Trent Johnson won the league in his first year with Marcus Thornton. But then everything eroded after that. Johnny Jones got talent, but never really maximized it. Will was fantastic, but we know what happened there. And it's just, can you build something consistent? And, the hope is with McMahon, it's, that's why they gave him a 7-year contract to give him time to do it. And, hopefully this is a job that he wants for a long time and can stay here and be invested in this program for more than a decade. All right, y'all. I'm down to my final minute here. Ryan DeLon, Pell's back in action tonight. Great night tonight for local sports, y'all. LSU women's basketball, the baseball team this afternoon, Pelicans tonight as they open the second half. Yeah, man, great time of year, man. Football is awesome because you just go so deep in football season, but springtime is awesome because you have so much. I love the spring. It's LSU baseball, it's basketball. When the women are relevant, it's great. Y'all know I love watching gymnastics. Of course, I get to watch MMA again this time of year. The Pelicans in a playoff push, so spring football will be here in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Shelby, Brandon Bass Jr. is a 2026 recruit. Man, 31 has never felt so old. I think about 41, bro. And there's a lot of you watching are even older than that. So, Jeff McKithen, good morning. Good to see you, man. Vaughn, Eli Gold spotted riding Big Al out of Tuscaloosa. How about it, man? Eli Gold got fired at Alabama. Or he's not being retained, I guess. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Yeah, man, let the band play neck from SVP was awesome. All right, y'all. It's 8 o'clock. I got to get going. One more in honor of the Padre, Father John David Mathern. Good morning, Matt. Looks like the Wade year 1-2 comp with Matt McMahon looks 1-2 pretty accurate. Yeah, man. If they can earn an NIT bid, I would say if this team, you know, I think McMahon year 2-3 is more like Wade 1-2. Anyway, okay, y'all. My apologies if I missed you. I know there's a lot of you that commented that. Well, let me shout out Trey Fisher as well. Take care of our family and friends over at St. Jude. Fish, good to see you, man. Always appreciate you for hopping in. All right, I got to get going. My apologies if I missed you. Do me a favor, YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the Matt Scone page, share the post, and of course, shout out to our friends who are watching on LinkedIn as well. LSU Daily's already live and AFR at 3. Y'all have an awesome day. We'll see you. Peace.